Hey everybody, how are you? Nicole here. It's Monday, April 4th, 2022. So we are kicking off this week an April coach training, which I'm super excited about. But I wanted to come in here and kind of get everybody ready. So there'll be an assignment every day posted for you Monday through Thursday. And if for some reason I wouldn't save them all for the weekend, but if some reason you miss one or two, you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to catch up before we start again on Monday. The assignments will not be hard. I will never ask you to do anything that I haven't done in these past 12 years. These are all doable, these are all duplicatable. I keep my business very simple. I post on social media. I share my story, my journey. I take pictures. I share exactly everything I'm going through with my journey. I share my life on social media. You don't have to get as personal as I do. I'm kind of an open book, but sharing more of who you are. Are you married? Do you have kids, pets, your favorite stores, your favorite hobbies, your anything and everything so that people can get to know, like, and trust you. And as you'll see in some of the assignments I make this week, I may send an invite to somebody that may say something like, hey, have you seen my social media posts lately? Here's what I'm doing. And so I can't make that type of invite if I'm not posting on social media, right? I do Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Facebook feed, and Facebook stories. Particularly, reason why I do stories and feed on both. I watch feeds. I don't watch stories. You may watch stories and not scroll feeds. So different people are going to see different stuff. You may have some people only on Facebook. You have some people only on Instagram. You may have a mix of both. Don't stress if you're posting some of the same stuff on all platforms because you're just going to reach different people. And if there's someone that's on both, oh, well, it's not a big deal. You do want to make sure you're sharing differently on Facebook than you are on Instagram. Your Instagram feed should be strictly your niche, which means who are you looking for? Who are you here to talk to? Because if you're following a site on Instagram for tips on bird watching, and then all of a sudden that person starts talking about their family and tips on dog training, and you're like, what is happening? This isn't why I started following this account, and you'll unfollow. So you don't want to really share your personal life or anything like that on your Instagram feed. Your Instagram feed should just be all fitness, health, recipes, nutrition, based on who you're talking to. I'm specifically talking to moms in their 40s who have kids with anxiety or who are very busy, that have maybe dance kids, gymnastics kids, soccer kids, and how they can fit fitness and nutrition into their lives. And so I am very clear in my messaging. So people are following me for a reason. Wait, if she can do it, I can do it, right? And then my stories, I may share things about the dogs, things about life, things about my husband, things about the kids, things about, right? I share all that in my stories, but my feed is strictly my fitness, nutrition, recipes, tips for busy moms, tips for moms who are struggling with kids who have anxiety and depression, kind of all of that type of stuff. So you've got to be very clear cut on Instagram. Facebook, your feed, stories, do whatever you want. It's a place where you're just relationship building and getting to know people. Speaking of relationship building, this is the heart of what we do. I don't send someone an invite if I just met them, if we just became friends, if they were from high school, but we just started friend requesting a year ago, or a day ago. And then I'm like, oh, okay, they friend requested me. I'm going to invite them to my next group. No, I'm getting to know them. I'm checking out their feed. I'm making comments on things that they've been up to. I may slide into their DMs and just say, oh my gosh, your kids are adorable. How old are they? What activities are they into? With no agenda of being like, oh, let me get to know this person so I can eventually invite them to my next group. No, I'm just sorry about my dog. This is every time. So this is how I get to know people, how they can trust me. Like people come into my messages, hey, I had a question about your daughter, or I wanted to tell you that, you know what, my daughter struggles with anxiety too. I wanted to let you know that you're not alone. And then they may say, what's this gut program you're doing? Because of my posts, because I'm so consistent on my messaging that a lot of people come to me. Now, in the beginning, this was not the case. I had to make a very clear list. I had to make an entire list of my entire Facebook friends list, which I only had about 200 friends at that time, 12 years ago. And I had to say, okay, who is this person? Each day I would take 5 to 10 people and I would say, who is this person? Have we talked? Do I invite them to my next group yet? Or is this someone I need to get to know so they can know, like, and trust me? So when I send them an invite, then I'm like, why are you inviting me to something? We haven't even talked in 10 years, right? So I want you to hear that message clearly through the dog snores, so that you know what it would feel like if somebody does. People come into your inbox, right? And they say, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I have this page where I share all my Pampered Chef stuff. Like, want to come in? Like, you're like, what? Who are you? What just happened? Like, right? So that you don't want to be that person. You want to just talk to people, just build relationships. What we do is we share, we invite, we connect, we share, we connect, we invite, we follow up. We share, we connect, make a connection, build a relationship, we invite, we follow up. People don't follow. I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother people. In 12 years, if someone says to me, yes, tell me about this gut thing that you're doing, please. And I start telling them, and they're like, yes, oh my gosh, this sounds great. And then they don't answer me for a couple of days. If I say, okay, go check out this post that I made in my event and let me know what you think, and I don't hear from them, I don't feel like I'm being salesy or uncomfortable or pushy to them. I may just slide back in and go, hey, did you ever get a chance to check that out? That's my follow-up, right? My invite is, hey, have you had a chance to, I'm not sure if you've seen my last few posts about the results I'm getting with this new gut health program. Would you like to hear a little bit more about what I'm doing? Are you interested in joining me? I'm looking for people to join, like just something quick and easy. My invites in the very beginning were, hey, I found this amazing program and superfood shake that I love drinking every day. I feel so much better on it. And I'm looking for 5 people to kind of get in an accountability group and do the workouts and drink the superfood shake every day and be accountable to each other. Is this something you're interested in hearing more about? Those are my invites. So people will beg me for scripts. Tell me what to say. No, because what I may say may not be what you would say. So you have to make your invites based on who you are and what your personality is and what verbiage you use. We may not speak the same. I'm from Boston, right? You might be from California. Like I'm like, and you might be chill, right? So like you have to be who you are in your invites. And the only way you can screw this up is if you invite someone that you just friend requested and you're acting like, and you make a script and give it to them. That's the only way you can screw this up. It doesn't matter what you say. People are like, oh, I must not be saying the right thing. Nope, you are, as long as you're following the steps that I just said. But you may just not, those people may not just be ready, and you may only be talking to the same 10 people over and over again. We get comfortable with that warm market and we forget to build relationships with our cooler market so that they become our warm market. And then we forget to friend request new people or follow new people on Instagram or look for people via hashtags. Like we forget that we have to continuously build that list. I had a list of 200 month 1. So I was friend requesting 2 to 3 new people a day so that I built my list. So in 12 years, I have over 4,000 friends on my friend list from 200 because of that consistency of what I was building. I make all my posts public unless I share pictures of my kids. Sometimes I'll make those private, but I share them publicly so that they have that little globe on that, which means everybody can see, because what ends up happening is people will comment, and then someone will be like, so-and-so commented on a post, and then they'll go read that post, someone who I'm not even friends with. And so then that person might send me a friend request or a message, or they may comment and then I might send them a friend request. So there's so many ways to get new friends. Another way is joining groups of like, I have a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, so I've joined groups for Cavalier King Charles Spaniel owners. I have a Dashador. He is a lab and a Dachshund. I have joined a Labrador, whatever, Dashador group to learn more about this breed, because it's very different from the Cavalier, right? And so I friend request people. I've joined town pages. I've joined, right? And I friend request people if I get a good vibe from them. There's some crazies in those pages. So you got to be constantly building your list. We are going to talk this week about social media, about building your list, about invites, about shares, about follow-ups. But my biggest tip for you today is to immediately implement some of these steps that I have said. Make a list of everybody in your friend list, take 5 to 10 a day, and start connecting with them. If it's somebody you know and talk to, then invite them to your next group. So you've got to have your next group set up. My next group is 4/18, the day after Easter. We are prepping for 4-week gut protocol. So I have an public event set up on Facebook. I'm inviting, I have a list going. I have 8 people interested so far. I'm looking to build that to 20, because out of the 20 people that are interested and asking questions, maybe 3 to 4 will join. The rest of them all tell me no. I get no's. Just 12 years later, I get no's as if I was a coach, a brand new coach from 12 years ago. So I get as many no's as you get. It's finding when the person is ready. They're going to tell you they don't have money. And then you're going to be like, pretty sure I saw you at the bar over the weekend, or saw you posting about going to the bar over the weekend, right? Or going out to eat you go out to eat Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like every weekend. Like that's easily $250, right? If it's a family, like it's $100 a meal, right? So they do have the money. They're just choosing to prioritize where to spend their money. So you want to just be conscious of that. Don't give up because you're like, oh, everybody says they don't have any money. Everybody's going to tell you that because they're not ready. And they think that that's going to be a good enough excuse. I didn't have the money. If you know my story, I didn't have a job. Mark was the only one working. We had an infant and a toddler. And I was adding groceries up as they were on the belt and having to put stuff back. I couldn't take my kids anywhere because I couldn't afford to put gas in the car. I can't even imagine now people not being able to put gas in the car. And I didn't know what to do when when I reached out to my coach and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I want to get healthy from home. And he was like, oh, it's this, this, and this. And it was going to cost me $240. This is before challenge packs. And I was like, ooh, I don't even have $10. And he was like, if you want to make a change and blah, blah, blah. And then we talked about the business opportunity. And a week later, I was maxing out a credit card in order to get started, and immediately started making money. I remember saying to him, I need to make money back right now because I just maxed out a credit card that I used for diapers and formula. So I need to be able to use that in a couple weeks. And I immediately, first week, made $50. Second week, made $100, and on, because I was determined, I was focused, and I did exactly what my coach said. I was very coachable. He said, do this, this, and this. I did it. He said, now do this, this, and this. I did it. And I would go back to him and say, okay, I did that. Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? And I figured everything out on my own. I didn't wait for my coach to message me. I didn't wait for trainings like this. I was grateful that we had them, but I would plug into them all. I would listen to the National Wake Up Call. I would take notes. I would implement things that I think was, something that I could implement that would fit my business. I didn't implement everything that the National Wake Up Call would say every week because I didn't want to reinvent my business every week. But I would work on my social media. I would do my personal development every day. I was a product of the product, and I took 1 hour to 2 hours every single day, and I focused on my future for my family. and I didn't make excuses, and I didn't wait and rely on my coach to tell me anything. I didn't wait and rely on corporate to tell me things. I learned and I did myself, and I kept it very simple. And here I am 12 years later, keeping it very simple. I do the same thing, except social media has changed a bit and different apps, and we have different tools. But I share, connect, and build relationships, invite, and follow up. I do my personal development. I'm a product of the product. I plug in to every training that is offered to me. I go to Summit. I listen to the National Wake Up Call, and I keep building this business for my family's future. All right, let's do this. Let's have a great week.